see my beautiful boys and my wife because you all have read my book or ever seen anything. I'm big on date night. And Friday night has always been date night for the Stout household. But I told my wife, I said, honey, I spoke 310 times in 2014. I missed a lot of time. But if you all know, I always flew back to be home on Friday night with my wife to take her on a date. And so for 2015, we changed the game plan. First quarter 2015, so I can be home Saturday afternoon, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning and afternoon. We do a business presentation Friday night. I speak Saturday morning, and then I take my wife on a date Saturday night. So I have to get home as soon as we're done. So if I bolt out, because I got long-winded here, which will probably happen, I'm apologizing ahead of time, okay? It's not that I'm trying to be some jerk. I don't want to meet you or shake your hand. I hope you take that, okay? And so next time I come, get here earlier or whatever, and I'll try to make it work, okay? But my wife and my kids are my first priority from the temporal standpoint, and I want to be home with my wife at dinner night at a good time. So, enough of that hokey pokey stuff. All right, Jim Dow said I throw 70, what? 6?
8.
78? Did he say 78? Jimmy, that's because that's all you can hit. So to you, I throw 78. Yeah. You know, when they have to put the thing on the ground so you can hit it, you know you have a problem. That's all I'm saying. You don't let the guy that's speaking last. You don't rib that person. My nose is straight, by the way. Jimmy Dowd and Lisa are two of my best friends in the world, and so we have this fun hockey, baseball banter because I played professional baseball and all that stuff. And it's so funny, when Miles and Cooper were born, we get this gift from the Dowds. And my wife, it's so funny because you're an athlete, you just know you just rib each other. That's just what you do, right? And my wife said, "Oh, sweet, the Dowds sent us something." And I go, "Just open it before you say sweet, right?" Just open it. It was all hockey stuff. And so I told my wife, I go, "Who gives 1-year-olds hockey sticks?" Right? We have twins, so they're going around like hitting each other with hockey sticks. And so thank you, Jimmy. But you know, I'll tell you what. One of the greatest things about IDLIFE, if you haven't captured the moment, if you're new, is the people. I mean, yeah, you're going to make great money, and you're going to, if you put your time and energy into it, you're going to love the products. There's no question. But when you look at where people are deprived, they're not deprived just financially. They're not deprived just health-wise. They're deprived in 6 major categories, quite frankly: mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally, and relationally. We live in a day and age where we define our friends by how many likes we get on Facebook. You know what I mean? I mean, we do, right? And here's the deal. I'm not against social media. In fact, I'm on it. In fact, I use social media, quite frankly, because I want to know your thoughts. And the best way to do that is social media. So I actually scroll that as part of my job, if you will, to see how you like our products when we have a product announcement, or see how you like boot camp. I like to see your responses, see what you do. Because you know what, we all have to get better. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite things about this company are the leaders of the company. And when I say leaders, you're all leaders. What I'm referring to more specifically is your top earners thus far. And some of them are dear friends of mine. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the heartbeat of this company is a couple things. One is authenticity. Nobody's perfect, but we expect you to be authentic. We all make mistakes, right? But be authentic. Be real. Be transparent. No hocus pocus. No, none of that junk, right? Second thing is be servant-hearted. I don't know if you've noticed this, for those of you that are new, the number 2 income earner in the entire company has not even spoken today. He's been the one that is coming up here, fixing the laptop and all the time. You go to most direct sales company, the top earners are in the back after being catered to. But at this company, you've got, Wendy Ryan, one of our top income earners, on a panel doing a great job sharing her heart with you. You got our number 2 income earners who come up and give them a huge round of applause. They're amazing people. One of the cool things, and you'll learn some of this stuff in the training we're about to go over, one of the things is they understand the mindset of getting better. You heard Jimmy Dowd, reading books and always getting better. And it's true. I don't like to read, but the price you pay for reading far outweighs the price you'll pay if you don't read. So if you go to loganstout.com, I have a suggested readings list. And the books that have changed my life, they're on there. Okay, you can sign up for a weekly video that we get every Monday. It's called Stout Advice, and it's free. We don't charge anything. One of the mantras of our company is we want to pour into you mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally, relationally for free. When you go to most home-based businesses, network marketing companies, they charge you for all this stuff. They charge you for tools and resources, and to come today, they charge you 99 bucks or whatever. Their big conventions, they charge you 500, 600 bucks and the whole 9 yards. And our whole deal is this. I believe this. Companies are built on your people. If you have the right people, you can have the worst corporate office, but if you have the right people, you can be a multi-billion-dollar company. You can have the most beautiful structured corporate office, but if you have the wrong people, it ain't gonna work. It's all built around real people with products that get real results. That's how you build a great company. That's how you build a billion-dollar company. And I'm gonna tell you, your leaders at this company are the best, and they're always focused on getting better, because I firmly believe this, and I wrote this in my book, Stat Advice. You're either getting better or getting worse. There's nothing in between. If you think that you can just stay stagnant on cruise control in life, you're wrong. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. It's that simple, you know? And what's so cool is we were on the Apogee, one of my partners, your partners, Dog and Decent's $100 million yacht. And it was so awesome. Wendy Ryan, one of your top earners who's up here, and had come up with, she'd read a book, her husband John, had read a book, and they shared it with me, and I read it. And it was nothing that you haven't learned before. We've trained on it for forever, and that was straight out of Ty's mouth and Wendy's mouth. But they said, look, we believe there's some things we can implement here that would really help people. And so I go, I'm listening, right? And they shared it, and they were right. There's something, we're going to go over that today. It's nothing we haven't hit on, but we can do a little bit better. And so when I go through this training, here to understand, I'm going to tell you how to build this business in the next 2 hours. I'm going to tell you how to be a multimillionaire in network marketing in the next 2 hours. You don't need to do anything more than what I'm going to tell you. You don't need to do anything less than what I'm going to tell you. But I'm going to tell you the cold hard facts. Here's how you do this. And if you will do this repeatedly over an extended period of time, you'll succeed. See, what happens though? People don't want to do it repeatedly. I read a book. You know, the latest study came out that over 90% of the people that have graduated from school have not read a book since they graduated. Over 90% of the population has not read a book since they graduated from school. You know, yesterday I referenced this, and I'll say it again. In the Stout household, I'm not going to pay Miles and Cooper, and I don't want anybody to take offense to this, which means somebody's probably about to, but that is what it is. Don't take offense to this, okay? But in my household, the Stout household, I'm not going to pay Miles and Cooper money to do chores. I'm not going to pay Miles and Cooper to mow the yard, right? Because I don't want them to grow up wanting to be a yard man. I'm not going to pay Miles and Cooper to take out the trash. I don't want them to be a trash man. I will pay Miles and Cooper to read books. I will pay Miles and Cooper if they come and they listen to great motivational speakers. I will pay Miles and Cooper to watch great intellects on television. I will pay Miles and Cooper to invest in their mind. You see, here's the deal. What you think leads to what you do leads to what you result in, your results, the end result, and then ultimately, if you do that over time, it leads to your legacy. Thoughts lead to actions, actions lead to results, results lead to your legacy, good or bad. Bad thoughts, bad actions, bad results, bad legacy. Good thoughts, good results, good, right? You follow me? Good thoughts, good action, good results, good legacy. Excellent thoughts, level 10 thoughts lead to excellent results, right? You get the point, okay? Good in the Stout household is an insult. That's not good. I made that mistake. My wife made some dinner the other night. I said, that's good, honey. And she went, oh, I knew you'd hate it. I went, well, I said, it's good. I went, oh, crap. That means that's bad, right? Sometimes I slip, right? You know, when people ask me, how you doing? Excellent. Excellent. If I say good, that means I'm doing terrible. You know, I'm going to end today with 3 things as we get to the end. And I'm going to talk about belief, vision, and attitude. Every day you have the choice to control one thing and one thing only, and that's your attitude. That's it. That's all you can control. That's not true, Logan. I can control my physical being. No, you can't. Tomorrow you can be diagnosed with cancer. You can't control your physical being. Well, I can control my relationships. No, you can't. They can leave me anytime. They can die. Anything can happen. If I can control my financial, no, you can't. What if something happens to you? You never know. There's only one thing you can control, and that's your attitude, your mindset. Right? So you have to fill your mind with the right thoughts. So here's what I'm going to tell you before I get into this training. At the end of it, and it's going to be, some of it's going to be a lot of information, download, overload. We'll be doing the same training in Maryland. Okay, I'll be doing a live presentation in Maryland this coming Friday, live bootcamp training on Saturday, so get people there. It'll be worth the drive, I promise you, okay? Here's the point. Where people make mistakes is not in getting the information, it's in following through with what they've been taught. You hear me on this? Commitment is those that follow through when the emotion of what they wanted to do dies. Right? Everybody can be excited now. I guarantee you when I finish speaking, you can go run through that wall here in a little bit. I promise you that. Right? You know, but that's not how you succeed. You succeed by doing the right things repeatedly over an extended period of time. Yeah, but Logan, I don't want to go to another meeting. Do the right things repeatedly over an extended period of time. Yeah, but I went last week. Do the right things repeatedly over an extended period of time. I don't want to do a launch party. Do the right things repeatedly. It's 6 degrees outside. Do the right things repeatedly. You know what I mean? I woke up this morning. I still can't feel my feet. You know, it was 78 in Dallas. And I land here, well, what? You know, it's crazy. But anyway, the point is this. I'm excited for you because with the input of some of our top leaders and winning giants, I believe, and we're going to have stuff revealed at Revolution. If you haven't signed up for Revolution, I don't know what you're waiting for. How many of you have signed up for Revolution already? All right, almost every one of you. That's huge. Those of you that haven't, you need to. You know, well, Logan, I don't know if I can get off work, but you can't afford not to be at that. I want you to understand that. I mean, to the speakers we have lined up for that, you realize we do these events, John Maxwell and myself, or Keith Kraft, and Troy Aikman, and these folks are in some surprises that I can't reveal yet. We get paid a lot of money, and people pay $1,000, $2,000 to just come listen to us for 3-4 hours. This is a 3-day event, and we charge $99, and the only reason we charge is so you'll show up. That's the only reason. You know, because we made it free, you wouldn't really have any stake in the game. You're like, yeah, I can't make it. You know? Look, I'm telling you right now, we're going to go over the fundamentals to being successful. As I go through this, I want you to understand I'm speaking with you, not at you. I really want to get across. One of my major weaknesses is I can come across very arrogant to people that don't know my heart. Right? I know that. I mean, it's one of my weaknesses. It's one of my downsides because I have a Godfidence. I have a Godfidence that's been ordained in me because I know who I am, where I'm going, and I know who put me here and why he put me here. And my point is it can be misunderstood by people. So as I go through this, please understand I'm speaking with you, not at you. If I get into coach mode, it's okay. I'm not going to hit you. We're all going to be great. Everything's going to be fine. Right? My wife says that to me. She says, honey, sometimes you get into that coach mode. You realize these aren't your players. Right? And I'm going, what do you mean? She's like, well, your athletes, they signed up to play for you. Right? Some of these players, they don't know sports, and you're freaking them out. Right? So we're going to go through this. But here's what I'll tell you. I've been fortunate to win 16 World Series titles. 16, from professional, college to amateur. 16, okay, in 17 years. And I'm going to tell you something. The key to all those World Series titles, all of them, okay, every one of them, was the team was a unified front, and we mastered the fundamentals. Unified front, we mastered the fundamentals. The one team that we did not win the World Series, here's the irony, it was by far the most talented team. By far the most talented team. Weren't a unified front, we didn't focus on the fundamentals. It was all showing up, signing autographs, taking pictures, doing the things. That sound familiar, Yankee fans? Okay. All right, here's it. I didn't say I don't like the Yankees. In fact, if anything, it's the opposite. I'm sick and tired of them, you know, trying to hire guns and not a unified front, and they're not focused on the fundamentals. You know, I mean, if anything, I'm being honest with you. You know, you look at the Red Sox. You know, the Red Sox won the World Series of the year, and their team was terrible. Terrible. I mean, any Red Sox fans? Yeah, you were terrible. But they won the World Series. How? Unified front, master the fundamentals. You know, I actually still one of the, I don't say this out loud, but I still work with the Texas Rangers. I'm going to actually buy the Rangers here in about 10 years. And I'm hoping they don't win the World Series. The only reason I'm waiting 10 years is so my boys are old enough to appreciate it and understand what's going on. But here's the point, and because I'm not going to do it until IDLIFE's a $2 billion company. So I figured 10 years now, we'll be beyond that point. My kids will be old enough, good timing, you know, we'll rock and roll. But here's the point. I get to go in the dugout and all the junk during the season. You know, when Ron Washington was the manager, he focused on bunting. He focused on the little things. He focused, and they went to 2 World Series in a row. You follow me on that? 2 World Series in a row. You know? And then they got this bunch of hired guns 3 years ago, last year. All these hired guns, right? All these high market free agents, last place in the Major League Baseball. They quit bunting. They quit on the focus on the fundamentals. And why am I repeating this? I'm going to go over some things that you're going to think are mundane, boring. You're like, what's the point of that? I don't know. I get that. I get that. I get that. No, you don't get it. No, you don't get it. It's like when I'm coaching kids in baseball. We're going over bunting. I say, fellas, look, this is the most boring part of baseball. Nobody, when you get to the plate, wants to get the bunt sign. Nobody wants that sign. You want to give me a sign when I give you the bunt sign. Right? I mean, that's it. So, let me tell you something. When we're in Game 7 World Series bottom of the ninth and we need a bunt down, if you don't focus right now like it's Game 7 World Series bottom of the ninth, now in this practice setting, you're not going to be able to call excellence at a moment's notice. See, the key to calling up excellence at a moment's notice is mastering the fundamentals when it doesn't matter. You heard me on this? See, what happens is people want to master the fundamentals when it's game time. That's not how it works. It's too late. It's too late. Right? You have to master the fundamentals when nobody's watching. In the mundane components of life, that's where the champions rise to the top. The champions don't rise to the top in the big game. That's when all the preparation, mastering the fundamentals when no one's watching, is revealed to the world. You hear me on that? Derek Jeter, I was fortunate to have dinner next to him in LA about 4 weeks ago, or a little longer than that. It was the week after he retired, after the season ended. And we're sitting next to each other. You know, Derek is a great guy. Derek is tiny. Tiny. Not physically gifted at all. But that dude worked his tail off. Worked his tail off to be the best player when no one was watching. When no one was watching. Played the hardest position in baseball. Up until the age of 40. Nobody plays that position that long. There's only 2 guys that really ever have, 3 guys really, but Cal Ripken, who's one of the biggest fundamental guys in the history of baseball, right? Baltimore, right? Omar Vizquel, played till he's 40, the greatest fundamental shortstop in the history of Major League Baseball, and Derek Jeter. Fundamentals. Have I proven my point, right? So when we go through this, some of it's going to get boring. Some of it's going to get tactical. But it's worth it. You know, one of the biggest misconceptions in success is thinking you're going to love what you do. Now, is IDLIFE fun? No question. I can tell you this. IDLIFE has probably been the most enjoyable thing I've ever done. I like it better than playing professional baseball. I mean, the rewarding thing when I hear your testimonies, I don't miss anything. I sit in the back and I listen to every one of you. And I get back there and cry along with you. I'm like, this is so awesome. You know, these products work. But the moral of the story is this: you're not going to love everything you do if you're going to be successful. If you love everything you do, you're doing the wrong things. If you love everything you do, you're doing the wrong things. The key is to love why you're doing it. Did you hear me on that? You're not going to love everything you have to do. In fact, if you're doing the right things, chances are a lot of it you're not going to like having to do. But you got to love why you're doing it. You know, when my kids were born, I used to, I've been retired. A lot of you know my story. I've been retired a long time. And I used to never set an alarm clock. And I've been public about that, right? I've been famous for saying I get to roll over or roll out, whatever I want to do every morning. And when my kids were born, the first year I missed a lot of things because they were awake before me, truthfully. And my New Year's resolution, one of them was, I said, honey, here's the deal. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to set the alarm clock, not because I have to, but because of why I want to. I want to hear my boys, when they're in their crib every morning, on the baby monitor, talking to each other. I want to hear them wake up. I want to be glued into the baby monitor and listen to every little sound. So I'm going to set my alarm at 6 o'clock every morning. And I'm not a morning person. You know, anything about baseball players, we don't have to go to work till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? I'm not a morning person. But I guarantee every morning I do it, not because I want to, but because of why. Y'all hear me on this? Because of why. Yesterday, I ordered grilled salmon and broccoli. Not because I wanted to, right? You hear me on this? But I can promise you this, when you own a health and wellness company, you better look the part, right? And so it's like the worst accountability ever, but it's the best accountability ever. You know, I'm in public, I'm like, who's watching? Chips and queso, but hiding under the table, right? Only by seat. You know, so I'm excited for you. And I want you to understand, you've heard from some great leaders. This company has the greatest field leadership of any company in the history of this industry. That I can promise you, which is critical. To have humble, yet confident, authentic, real top income earners is rare in network marketing. Very rare. You have the best products in the industry, bar none. And we've built the greatest compensation plan in the history of this industry, bar none. What is the compensation plan? What are the products? What is the corporate leadership? What are the investors? What are the SciMed board? What are all those things? That's what's called the vehicle. That's the vehicle. But if you know anything about getting started in this industry, it can be very challenging. And there's a quote that I heard, if this thing will work, that I want you all to know. There we are. And it's, every expert was at one point in time a beginner. And right now I'm going to go over a lot of stuff, and I'm going to speak some high-level stuff, some simple stuff. Some of it you're going to, I don't understand how it pertains to me, whole 9 yards. But I want you to know this, every expert was at one point in time a beginner. I got introduced to this industry when I was 22 years old. And I sat in an audience just like you and listened to the CEO of the company at the time, and I listened to the top income earners at the time, And I sat there and I just soaked it all up. I never missed an event. I was never late. And I was the last one to leave. And I was a student. I studied. I knew if it was going to work, I had to rise above. I couldn't just do what everyone else did. If I wanted this to work, I wanted to study how the top income earners acted. I watched their body language. I watched how they interacted with people. I watched every little detail. I took rigorous notes of everything, but most importantly, I took action on my notes. Most people come to these things, they take notes, and they sit them on their shelf, and they never even reflect on them. They never even take action on their notes. You know, you have to take action, right? Knowledge is not power. Knowledge acted upon creates a powerful opportunity. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge acted upon creates a powerful opportunity. I hope you're understanding that. I'm literally going to tell you exactly what it takes to build a multi-million-dollar network marketing business, and I don't care how old, young, rich, poor, educated, uneducated, color your skin, any of that crap. I don't care. And the reason I'm telling you all that is because the world will sit there and tell you you can't because of your age, or it's too late, or you don't have enough influence, or you don't look the part, or all that bull crap. And here's why I'm emphasizing this so passionately. I have one of the greatest blessings of my life it's not the money I've made in network marketing. It's the countless number of multimillionaires that God used me to give them this information and to see them become multimillionaires. One guy pawned in his television to get the money to sign up in one of the companies I was involved in. Millionaire. Another guy had to file bankruptcy. Put the money on a credit card he couldn't even pay for to get signed up. He's made over $3 million a year in network marketing for 12 straight years. I could go on and on. These are people that the world had written off. The world had written off. So before I get into this, I want you to understand, every expert was at one point in time a beginner. And I don't care what your messes were before you walked in this door today. I don't care what you did, what good things, positive, negative, I don't care. I want today to be a defining moment in your life, today to be a day to go, I got it, I see my bullseye, I now know the fundamentals, I'm going to go execute. That's what I want. I don't care about your titles coming into this room today, or your lack of titles coming into this day. I don't care how many checks you've gotten from my life, or the lack of checks you've got. I don't care about any of it. Because I know this, champions, they focus on the moment, and they go from there. They don't look in the rearview mirror, they're focused at the front of the car. They go, here's where I'm going. And we're going to tell you the information. So the reason I like to say this is this, like when we throw out incentive trips, I know for a fact 90% of the room, when we throw out an incentive trip, they write themselves off immediately. Well, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to do that. You want to know the only opinion that matters? Is the opinion you have of yourself. It's the only one that matters. The opinion that you have of yourself is the only one that matters. You all know my story. I come from nothing. I had no confidence. My wife and I met in 7th grade. She asked me, she goes, how come you wear the same clothes multiple times a week? And I didn't know any different. I was a little kid. And I said, well, I only have 3 or 4 pairs of clothes. They're hand-me-downs. People gave them to me. They had people's names written in it. I still remember Romero. No clue who Romero was. That's what I wore. You know, that's what I wore. Got a used pair of Chuck Cons. Remember those? They're coming back. It's funny how that works, right? But Chuck Con, used pair of Chuck Cons. That's what I wore. A lot of you will see me and go, yeah, but I'm not Logan. I can't stand when people tell me that. Yeah, but you're special. I just want to vomit when people tell me that. And I've learned to just take it in and not say anything. Here's what I want you to say. You're all special. Every one of you are special. Every one of you. I was afraid to walk down the halls of my junior high for fear people were watching me and I was going to trip. I literally could not walk down the halls. I want you to understand where I come from and where I am today. I want you to understand that. So don't look at me and go, yeah, but I can't speak like you. I couldn't speak like me either. Are you hearing me on this? Okay? Every expert was at one point in time a beginner. So stop putting these self-fulfilling prophecies of glass ceilings over your life and making excuses that you can't. There will always be more excuses than there are opportunity. Always. And when you allow excuses to override the opportunity doesn't go away, it just goes where? To someone else. And so I can sit here, I'm going to tell you the fundamentals, but I have to get your mind right to receive what we're about to go over so that you can believe in your heart. Now, you can trick your mind, okay, folks? But you can't lie to your heart. You can trick your mind, but you can't lie to your heart. Okay? I want you to know in your heart that God put you on this earth, in this room, for today, for this reason, so that you can be a pioneer in this company. I want you to know that. And I want you to know, if you don't know me, and it's the first time we're ever meeting, anybody that does know me knows me. I'm the most blunt, transparent, non-BS human being you'll ever meet. I'm not a rah-rah guy. That's not me. But I believe God put me on this earth to wake people up, to wake the world up. And every time somebody says, yeah, but I'm not you, Logan, you're not you. You want to know how you duplicate me? You want to know how you do it? The cold hard truth, how you do it? You help people understand who put them on this earth, so they can have a confidence that cannot be replaced by anything else. So then they can have the Holy Spirit speak into their heart and help them understand, here's why I'm here. And He'll open up the doors to your mind, to your heart, to your life, that no worldly thing ever can do. I'm not trying to get all spiritual on you, but we're living in a time in the world this way. We're living in a time and age where everything's so temporal. Everybody's so focused on the temporal, money and houses and cars. Look at all that crap. If your heart's not right and your mind's not right, all that is worthless. That means you have a bunch of stuff that's sitting there in misery with you. That's what that means. I want your mind right. You know, the book Stout Advice that I wrote, we give it to you free. I've never received a penny from that book. It sold 100,000 copies. It's a bestseller. I've never received a penny. I wrote that book, and every penny goes to charity. Every single penny. Because the reason I wrote that book is so if anything ever happened to me, I wanted Miles and Cooper, my two boys, who were 2.5-year-old twins. I wanted Miles and Cooper to know who their daddy was. And the whole purpose of that book is so Miles and Cooper would have the right heart. Because imagine, right? Miles and Cooper, imagine you're my kids, and something happened to me. And you grow up in this mansion. You have all this stuff. You would think that money and things were something your dad valued. Wouldn't you? I mean, you just naturally think it. I wrote the whole book so that my kids would understand, A, that's not what matters, but B, they're fun, and here's how to get them. You follow me on that? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love my house and my cars and my stuff. I mean, I love it. It's fun. But you can take it all away from me. It wouldn't change who I am at all. Wouldn't change who I am at all. And so as I go through these fundamentals, I want you to understand that what I'm about to teach you is very powerful. It'll change your life, but most importantly, it'll change other people's lives. Which, that's why we're here, to add value to the world, to add value to people's lives. We don't need a better world for our people. We need better people for our world. And IDLIFE truly is a movement. And I'm going to give you power information, and the reason I'm going to give you this power information is I want you to utilize it wisely. You know what I'm saying? Have you heard the saying, if you're given a great gift and you abuse it or don't use it right, it'll be taken from you. You know what I mean? Right? Well, you're about to get a gift for free. We're going to tell you exactly how to do this. What I want you to do, though, is I want you to believe in your heart, not just your mind, in your heart, that you're here on purpose for this reason, to receive this information, to go apply it in your real life. Because other than that, I'm going to give you a bunch of information, and it's going to fall on deaf ears, and then you'll wonder why everybody else succeeded and you didn't. You hear me on that? You'll go, well, I don't understand. I tried all that. No. Let me tell you something. The number one reason I've been successful in network marketing is when you hear me speak, you know I'm real, and it's passion. It's passion. There's no notes. I didn't even know what I was going to talk about coming up here. I have a slide. I haven't seen me. I'm about to see you for the first time. You know, Ty Toad said, hey, have you seen your slides? No. He goes, well, I haven't either. I go, well, we'll figure it out. That'd be great. But I know the content. Because the content comes from my personal experience, having sat in your shoes, listening to people on stage in network marketing companies. Some of them were full of it, and some of them had good information. And what I'm about to share with you is exactly what I did as a 22-year-old to become a multi-millionaire by the age of 25 in network marketing, doing it part-time. I never did it full-time. Y'all hear me on this, okay? And again, I say that to say this. We're going to talk money, we're going to talk things. It's not about the money. The thing is never the thing. Are you hearing me on that? We as humans think the temporal thing is the thing. It's not. The thing is nothing more than a bridge to help people relate, understand, and hear about the thing. Okay? Some of you got that, some of you didn't. I'll talk to you later about it. Here we go. All right. There's a quote here, and there's no way in the world you can read that. So please put your hand over your right eye. I warned you, I haven't seen the slides yet. All right, here we go. Some of you are going to go, well, I can't believe it. I flew 5 hours to be here, and I can't believe you didn't have the slides prepared. It's free. Get over it. All right, here we go. Come to Revolution. It's a $2 million production. You're going to love it. All right? Literally. Okay? What this says is this. The majority of people not in network marketing don't understand it. or else they'd be doing it. You all have heard me say this on television, radio shows that have nothing to do with IDLIFE. I've told every human being, if you're not involved in network marketing, you're crazy. You're stupid. Every human being should be involved in a network marketing company. If for nothing more than networking, the relationships you're going to meet through it. If for nothing more, right? But here's the point. The majority of people not in network marketing don't understand it, or else they'd be doing it. Here's the bigger point. Most people in network marketing don't understand it, or they'd be more successful in it. Majority of you are in this company, and you may be in multiple network marketing companies, and you don't actually get it. We're going to solve that today. You know, Wendy Ryan and Ty brought a great thing to my attention. It's very easy when you're entrenched in something long enough to forget the perspective of the brand new person. And you can speak at a high level, but they can't understand it. Does that make sense? It's kind of like in baseball, right? If I start talking to you baseball, look, we've got to get some better runs, some better tilt on your fastball. We need to mix it up to a 2-seam. Your 4-seam's a little flat. They're hitting a little bit. Your velo's not good. We need better tilt. Stay on your backside a little better. Stay centralized. You're going to be going, what in the, what? Oh, I'm sorry. Grab the ball and throw it over that little thing down there at the end of the runway, right? You know what I mean? And here's the point. A lot of folks, because our products are by far the best, there's no question about that, right? Everybody that looks at it goes, yeah, this is unreal, right? Because our compensation plan is the best. Anybody that actually looks at it, understands it, goes, holy cow, yeah, this is unbelievable. Matching residual, volume match, all that stuff, right? Because our board of directors, our investors, and our third-party tools, as Jim perfectly alluded to, are literally the best, right? I mean, they're unbelievable what you all have access to, your alignments, right? It's easy to forget. Don't try to sell the vehicle, IDLIFE, until someone says, I want a license to drive. You hear me on this? What happens so many times is we don't even know if they want a license. If I want to go sell you a car, without even knowing you don't even have a driver's license, and I have no desire to. Darwin Deason, somebody asked me, what kind of car does Darwin drive? You know, multi-billionaire. I go, he doesn't. They go, what do you mean? Well, he's got 2 limos. He's got drivers. He doesn't drive. He doesn't have a license. Okay? So why am I going to go, hey, Darwin, you should buy this car? He's going to look at me and go, well, I don't want a car. No, you don't understand. This is the best car. This car's got the best features. This car has the best comp plans, best products. It's the best car in the world. You don't understand. I don't want a car. No, but you understand. I mean, our board, our investors behind this car. We have the best investors ever. You're not hearing me. I don't want a car. I don't want a car. What do you mean? Why don't you want a car? I don't even have a license. Oh. So here's the first step that we have to overcome, okay? We have to help them understand the license, which is network marketing, before we try to sell them on a vehicle called IDLIFE. Y'all hear me on this? Because if they understand the reason for the vehicle or the license, they're going to go, I'm in. What vehicle are we getting in? I'm ready to go vehicle shopping. And then when they're ready to go vehicle shopping, we are the best. If anybody compares us to any other network marketing company, there's no comparison. I tell everybody, the only reason someone would be in another one versus ours is because they haven't seen ours. Or they're emotionally attached to where they are, not even open-minded to what we're doing. Y'all hear me on this? Holy cow, they had killed a cow back there? What are they doing? Y'all hear that, or is that just me? I guess we can't move the kitchen, can we? So we have to focus on getting the license first. And what does that mean? Like the quote just said, people not in network marketing don't understand network marketing. They don't get it. They just understand what they've been told. That's why it took me a year to go to a presentation. A year. Because my mom said, oh, those are schemes. Those are pyramid schemes. My mom told me that. My broke mom told me that. Right? It's like beware of the naked man who offers you his shirt. You heard that quote? Right? There's so many naked people that offer you their clothes. You don't take my clothes. You're naked. What are you talking about? No, but I've got the best clothes. You're not wearing any clothes. Right? That's basically the reality I came to my mother. I go, Mom, you're giving me business advice and you have no money. You're broke. Right? Now, my mom is the highest paid person in this room now, I can promise you. Okay? She's a full-time Logan Stout employee, which means she does nothing. But she deserves it. She deserves it. My mom raised me. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, what I'm trying to tell you, is we have to sell the license. So what does that look like? We have to go through the process. Let's walk people through the process. Remember, you can't be trying to sell them the license. You're sharing with them the license. You hear me on this? You know, here's why you want a license. You don't have to wait for someone to pick you up. You can drive where you want, when you want, right? It's a lot more convenient, right? So we're telling people why they want the license. I implemented this in the business presentation last night. How many of you were at the business presentation? Did you like how that came across? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I'm not changing anyway. No, we're going to record a webinar this Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central. I'm doing a live business presentation webinar. You can get all your guests on it. Scott, make sure we get that blasted out. This Wednesday night, it's the same one you saw with those slides. We're going to record it. That way you can use it. Okay, you can use it, send it out. And the major difference is we are sharing people why they want the license before we go into the vehicle. Okay? So here's some of the examples. There's 5 primary ways of earning income. You can have a job, J-O-B, right? And I always tell people, there's nothing wrong with having a job if you love what you're doing. If you know for a fact that you're on this earth to fulfill that job, that's where God has you, then awesome. That doesn't mean you don't want supplemental income, though, right? But most people hate their job. They don't want a job, right? Other ways to make income, you can be a business owner. How many business owners do we have here? Okay, odds are the business owns you. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, that's the truth. If you own a business, it's like IDLIFE. I mean, this business owns me now. But I knew that. I knew that when I signed up for it. Okay? The best place to be in network marketing is an independent associate. I'm just telling you. But, too much is given, much is required. And I know for a fact, because I prayed over it, I fasted over it, this is where God wanted me. And I can tell you, next to accepting Christ as my Savior, getting married to my wife, and having birth to my 2 kids, this has been the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. I can promise you that. So I know I am where I'm supposed to be. I actually have a job. As ironic as it sounds, right? I actually have a job. I'm going to tell you why you don't want one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a business owner. That's what I am. I own the company. I own the majority of IDLIFE, 60% of the company, and you can be a business owner, right? Okay? Investments. I invest in things. I would say I'm a conservative investor, to be honest with you. I don't no disrespect anybody in the room, but which again I'm about to disrespect people. I don't believe in the stock market. It's one of the biggest shams in the world. I have a little bit. I have millions of dollars in the stock market, but it's all retirement money. Meaning I max out my SEP for the tax benefits. You should all do that. If you can qualify for a Roth or something like that, do so. Obviously, I don't qualify for a Roth. I have to do a SEP. I max it out. That's the only money I have in a stock market. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Why? Because I have no control over it. None. Okay? And so many of you probably experienced that. 2007, 2008, 2009. Your 401k became your 401k. Yeah, but Logan, they showed me all these graphs that I invest this much a year for X amount of years. I'm going to have this much. Yeah, because that's what you put into it. That's how that works, right? Again, I'm not saying that stock market's terrible. I'm saying I don't like it. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I like investing in things that are tangible, that I can see, feel, touch, and have an influence over. That's just me. In other words, I like to invest in me over something I have no control over. That's just me. And when you look at investments, you realize it takes a $48,000 investment, netting a 5% return to earn you $200 a month in passive income. $48,000, netting a 5% return to net you $200 a month in passive income. It's a joke to earn $200 a month here. You get 10 customers, you're making more than $200 a month. 10 customers, and it didn't cost you 48 grand. You follow me on this. Follow my track pattern. Here's why I'm telling you this. Gifts or inheritance. I didn't get any of those. Maybe you will. And by the way, Miles and Cooper are, but they're not going to know about it. Okay? So that's how that's working. I'm not giving them, they're going to have a job. I'm going to earn every little thing they have. I'm not giving them nothing. Okay? I believe in teach a man to fish. That's what I believe. Network marketing. It's another way of earning income. So you basically have a job, business owner, investments, gift or inheritance, and network marketing. Somebody may go, what do you mean network marketing? What do you mean? That's another way to make money. It's another way to make money. Well, what do you mean by that? It's a vehicle. It's a way you can earn income. Right? A lot of people don't understand there's over 100 million people doing network marketing. Over 100 million people. Almost every billionaire is now investing in network marketing or invested in network marketing companies. You think all the billionaires are wrong? Probably not. Right? Why am I trying to help us all understand this? This is what you're walking people through. Right? You can make money with a job, a business owner, you can have investments, you can have gift or inheritance, and you network marketing. These are the basic ways of earning income. Right? And then you go to the next part. And there's basically 4 major ways of moving products. So you're just painting a reality picture for people. That's what we're doing here. There's 4 major, and this is what I've always done. When I was personally recruiting people, and I was meeting with them, this is stuff I would always say. But what we've done, with thanks to Wendy and Ty and her husband John, that we've put in visuals. So it's duplication. You can see it, use it. Retail sales. Things can be on a bookshelf or a store shelf, whatever, you can buy it. Direct marketing, right? That's when things are sent to you on the mail, right? It's direct marketing like that, right? You get this stuff in the mail, you can buy stuff. Online marketing, Amazon, stuff like that, right? And then network marketing. The cool thing about network marketing is it can actually encompass all these things, right? But network marketing is the #1 way to move a product. Well, why do you say that? Funny you should ask. The latest Nielsen study, which polled millions of people, this has nothing to do with network marketing, this is Nielsen. Trust in advertising, the percent of global online consumers indicating that they completely or somewhat trust each forum. The #1 forum that the global consumer base, millions and millions of people polled, said, by far, was recommendations from people I know. That's who I trust when I'm buying stuff. Recommendations from people I know. Okay? #2 was branded websites, like Amazon, right? Branded websites was #2. The #1 way that human beings trust what they're going to buy, they form their opinion on what they're going to buy, is recommendations from people they know. Okay, what's the only form of marketing that is based on that premise? Network marketing. What is network marketing by definition? Marketing things to your network. Y'all hear me on that? People think network marketing is a negative term. Why? It just means I'm sharing things I believe in with my network of friends and family and people I know. How's that bad? Oh, I never thought of it that way. That's what it means. Network marketing. Marketing to my network. Y'all understanding this? Y'all follow me? Say yes? 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 Okay, you see what we're doing here. We're entering the mind of every human being on this globe. We're teaching them the ways they can earn income. We show them the ways you can move product, right? Which everything on this planet has to be moved somehow. It has to be shared somehow if it's going to be purchased or acquired, right? Then we're showing them a Nielsen study of the #1 way human beings have said they prefer to buy something or make a purchasing decision, which is from someone they know. Okay? Then from there, we look at the 5 primary ways of earning income, which we've already spoken about. So you can kind of recap and understand. So good, going back. The 5 primary ways that job, business, or investments get from there. The reason network marketing is so powerful, over 100 million people are doing it, is the #1 trusted way to buy something. #1 trusted way based on the study I just showed you. You follow me on this? You see where we're going with this? You follow the whole process, all right? And then so you're just rehashing what you just said. So then the question you ask somebody is very simple. Would you spend 5 to 10 hours per week to retire 1 to 3 years from now? This isn't some corny sales pitch. This is authentic, real-life, world thing we're talking about here. Would you spend 5 to 10 hours per week to retire 1 to 3 years from now? Would you?
Yes.
Do yeah. Right? Okay? I know you can do it if you're willing. And that's why I just shared with you the license of network marketing. I want to explain to you why I'm involved in network marketing. I want to retire 1 to 3 years from now. But if I tried to tell you what I'm doing before I told you why I'm doing it, the fact that it's the #1 way to move a product, it's the #1 trusted way people choose to buy things, right? You may not have listened to me, right? You can't read this because, again, it's the eye test. But here's what it says. And this, I mean this literally right in this moment, and I mean this as a quote that you can steal and tell people. Okay? It says, please understand that if I did not think you would be successful with network marketing with IDLIFE, we would be talking about something else right now. Please understand. So if I'm sitting down with somebody, please understand. If I didn't know for a fact you would be successful in network marketing, we'd be talking about something else right now. You're busy, I'm busy, you know. I'm telling you, I'm meeting with you right now because if you can buy into freedom, if you can buy into this concept of network marketing that over 100 million people, no better than you or me, have bought into and have been able to retire early, if you can buy into this concept, I promise you this, you can retire in 1 to 3 years. Right? You'll follow where I'm going with this, right? So again, you can't read this, but it says, the advantages of network marketing. Network marketing is the only thing I know of. And I'm speaking with you. And you all know my background. I own 13 traditional companies. Okay? So I'm not like anti-traditional companies. Right? I'm not anti having a job. We have 50 employees at IDLIFE. It'd be hypocritical for me to say, don't get a job and then employ people. You know what I'm saying? Right? So I'm not anti that. But I will adamantly say this at any point in time. the #1 way to establish freedom in your life is network marketing. What does it take to have freedom? It takes time, it takes money, and it takes health. Time, money, health. Well, I don't know if I agree with that, Logan. Okay, take one of them out and tell me how you're free. If you have all the time and all the money in the world, but you're not healthy, you're limited. Right? If you have all the time and all the health, but you have no money, you're limited. Follow me? If you have health and money, but no time, you're limited. For freedom, you need time, money, and health. And network marketing is the only thing to help you do that. And quite honestly, it's the reason why I left where I was before coming here. It was all about money. That's all it really was about. Time, freedom, and money. I felt empty. I didn't want to talk about it anymore. I didn't like it anymore. I didn't believe it anymore. And that's why I retired. I was done. I've always loved health and wellness. It was how I got introduced to network marketing, was health and wellness. The largest network marketing companies on the globe are all health and wellness companies. Why? Because you're making a difference in someone's life that far surpasses money. Y'all hear me on that? You know, Zig Ziglar, you all know the quote, and Michael DiUrso, one of our next gen. Again, next gen is the 29 and under crowd. We're really catering. We want to really build towards that next gen crowd. So that 29 and under is a big market for us. So be sure you're helping them, because there's one thing that millennial generation wants. They want time, freedom, and health. They get it. The millennials do not want to work for somebody. Network marketing, IDLIFE specifically, when you study millennials, when you Google millennials and all the things that make up that generation of people, IDLIFE is like a perfect puzzle piece for them. Perfect. And so you'll see a bunch of things at Revolution we're doing to help you basically connect and relate to the millennials. We've got a bunch of exciting things that we're doing there. But the point is this. I believe wholeheartedly network marketing is the best way to retire early. The biggest thing, we have to make a little adjustment in our system. We have the best system. Our fundamentals are key. But one addition we need to add is the premise of the license before the vehicle. You all understand why now? Okay? You understand why? So that's why I'm recording this webinar BP that's coming. And if you actually look at our DVD, with Paul Sullivan, Troy put on it, if you notice, it's all product in the beginning. And then before we even get into the compensation plan, we sell the license. We have the stats, the industry statistics on network marketing and all that type stuff. You know what I'm talking about? That's what we're doing psychologically in that video. And those business presentation videos are working. We're having our best recruiting months ever with that. And apparently you all like the 199. That's great. Oh, yeah. Holy cow. You all have recruited more people this month than we have in the last 3 months combined. Is that not insane? And considering the first 10 days of this month, nobody did anything, right? Because the New Year's and you're getting back acclimated and all that type of stuff. I mean, we've literally been working for 20 daes this month. And we have you all have recruited, and all your friends around the country have recruited more people this month in 20 days than we did the previous 3 months combined. Combined. No, I'm not extending it, so don't ask me. No. You got till midnight, what, February 1st? Okay, so quit whining. Okay. If you'll focus on the system of license, then vehicle, and then duplicate amongst your team, it's going to be awesome. One of the things we're doing, I'll give you a little surprise. Everything we're doing right here and then more, we're actually putting into a quick manual, a book. And I'm almost done writing it. We're putting into a book. And that way you can have it. You can share it with people. You can let them be exposed to the license and the vehicle. And it's going to be great for you. It's going to be a great learning manual for you. So we'll have that hopefully by ID Revolution along with a bunch of other surprises. Okay? All right. Let's get into some nuts and bolts. Products, license, opportunity. That's your system. It's got to be a product of the products, right? You have to help people understand the license, so they have a desire to want the vehicle, which is the opportunity. Okay? To be successful, you have to master the fundamentals. We're going to go over that. But I want you to understand, you have to know the system for success. If you're not, I take every one of our products. My least favorite product is the Energy Chews, only because I prefer the drink. Energy Chews are fine. I have nothing against them. The taste is okay to me. Some people love the taste. I'm not crazy about the taste. But I love the drinks. I take every one of our products. Every single one of them. Some of you go, I don't know if I can afford that. I'm not going to try to throw all of our products down your throat, literally and figuratively. But what I will tell you is this. How are you supposed to speak about a product you don't take? How are you supposed to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like I can tell you right now, if I were your shoes, I would sell hardly no energy chews because I don't take them. I don't take them. I guarantee I can sell the living daylights out of the energy drink. And I do. Everywhere I go, plane, you name it. I'm cold marketing people, which I'm going to teach you how to do that in a second. I cold market people, I get people on product. Look, if you focus on the products, everything else will take care of itself. Because the products work. right? I want you to understand that. Be proud of our products. They're the best. Walk people through the assessment. Don't say go take the assessment. Walk people through the assessment. Okay, you followed on that? Just like Bob Cooper told you, excellent training. Click on the Y button. You realize that that Y button is the reason why I bought this asset? That Y button. If that Y button did not exist, I would not have bought the software you know today as ID Nutrition. Troy Aikman would not be here if it weren't for that Y button. That Y button is the most powerful tool you have. Sit down, walk people through it, click on that Y button, and show them what it's doing. I promise you it's a game changer if you'll do that, okay? Products, you know, my wife concurred with Wendy, and I keep bringing up Wendy because I love her and she is so not a network marketer, and she's become an amazing network marketer, but she's the great example of a human being that is like the most non-sales human being on the planet, most non-network marketer on the planet. And we were at dinner on the Apogee, and Wendy actually it was lunch, and Wendy brought up, she goes, Logan, I just don't feel comfortable trying to sell the opportunity to somebody. I don't feel comfortable. My wife, I said, honey, I don't either. My wife goes, I'll tell people about the product all day long. But I don't know if I want to just make them sit through an opportunity. I just don't know if I'm comfortable. Look, my first thought is, step out of your comfort zone. Play the deal, and it's going to work. That's my first thought. However, we're coming out with some new tools at Revolution that you'll love. What I do know to be true is if you just have a mixer, a party at your house that's focused on the product, you can always just have one little statement. By the way, if you'd like to know what I'm doing, I'd love to get that information to you if you're interested. So my point is this, it's cool to have, and this is new, this is against what I've always done personally. But again, I understand I'm a red. I mean, my wife is like, honey, I would never host a launch party if I had to share an opportunity video. My wife told me that. My wife, right? My wife's a yellow, right? I'm going, my first thought was, shut up, you know, but I've never told my wife that. Out loud. But, no, my wife actually goes, honey, Wendy has a great point. She goes, honey, I want to have my girlfriends over at any point in time. And we'll have fun, we can have some wine, we can pass out samples of stuff, we can play a quick little product video and make it fun. And I'll just tell them, they want to know what I'm doing? Great. You know? And so my point is this, it's a little shift in our system. But for those of you that feel like Wendy or feel like, you know, Haley, my wife, do that. You know, what Wendy says is then I just follow up with them. One-on-one. We go meet at Starbucks, or we go meet, and I show them the opportunity. You follow me on that? Why am I saying all that? That's not my preferred method. I'm going to go over my preferred method in a second. But you're not me, I'm not you, it's your business. You hear me on that? Okay? Products are first. Because here's the deal. People get in the business and they quit, which they will. I'll explain the statistics here in a second. They will quit, bless you. If they believe in the products, they won't quit the products. If you've done a good job of explaining to them our products, they would be foolish to ever quit taking our products. You hear me on this? Right? And if you just keep building a mound of associates, a mound of customer users, if all they ever do is use our products, you can retire in 3 years. Without ever building some rock star, superstar, downline person. Does that make sense? Now, we're going to build a rock star, superstar, downline person. I'm going to teach you how to do that in a second. But I'm saying worst case scenario, you could retire in 3 years on just getting a bunch of people on the product. You hear me on that? That's why we said network marketing, you can retire in 1 to 3 years. How many of you rather retire in 1 year? Yeah, right? Why 3? 1 sounds better. So let's talk about the stages of your IDLIFE business. All right, this is the part that no one ever wants to talk about. Again, we pride ourselves on transparency. We pride ourselves on realistic expectations. So here we go. We're going to start getting into the I dot and T crossing now. Stage 1 of getting involved. I know some of you are taking that picture. Where'd that water go that was up here? Who stole the water? What now? Oh, on the podium. Yeah. Well, is that not a podium? Just kidding. Take a picture if you need it. And by the way, we're going to, again, this is all going to be in a book that's coming out. But the book will be generic. It will not be IDLIFE based. That way you can give it to prospects and use it as a recruiting tool. That was Wendy and Ty's idea. Wendy and Ty said, don't give us credit. I said, well, you deserve credit. It's your idea. Right? It wasn't my idea. All right, here's the point. Stage 1 is excitement. Remember when you first signed up? Remember that? You got your kit? We're going to get rich. Oh, my gosh. Right? Remember a year from now, you'll be like 500 people in Philadelphia doing the parental like storm. Remember that? And you're all like, we're going to get rich. You know, it reminds me when you first start dating somebody. You know, when you first start dating somebody, you're like, they're perfect. They're so perfect. You know, and you stay up talking to them till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, Pookie. Oh, Pookie. I love you more. No, I love you more. No, I love you there and talk and talk and talk and talk, right? Well, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Well, no, you hang up. And then one of you finally hangs up, right? And they're like, they call you back. Why'd you hang up? Y'all remember what I'm talking about, right? And then as the relationship matures, you know, your phone calls are 30 minutes. Then as the relationship matures, it's a minute. Then it's a text message, right? Once every few days, right? I mean, that's how it happens. You know what I'm saying? The excitement wears down, and then reality sets in. It's like when you first have a kid. Parents, can I get an amen on that, right? You know what I mean? Oh, it's so cute. And then it urinates all over you, right? And you're like, what the, right? But my point is IDLIFE, when you first join, you're fired up, you're all excited. That's everybody. The best thing we can do is tell them about the adversity they're about to acquire, be faced with before they get faced with it. I call this the turbulence. I was on a flight years ago, and the pilot comes on, and he says, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying your flight. Just really quick, fasten your seatbelts because we're about to experience some turbulence. It could be a little rough, but no reason to be alarmed. The plane is actually built for turbulence. I've been a captain for 15 years with this airline, and every flight I've had some turbulence, and I promise you what we're about to experience will be nothing new. But in case we have some unexperienced flyers with us today, I just want to let you know, just relax, fasten your seatbelt, it's all going to be great. The plane is built for this. You can just see people just go, right? You know, and sure enough, it was turbulence. I mean, it was. And I fly all the time, so it was nothing new to me. But I mean, it's interesting. I looked around to see people's expressions. And I like to study human behavior. So I'm looking around, and you can literally see people just relaxing, reading their book. I was on the next flight back the next morning. We experienced turbulence not even close to as rough as what we experienced the day before. And people were freaking out because the pilot came on before the turbulence. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to experience some turbulence. Please fasten your seatbelts. Clank. Right? Everybody's going, oh God. You know what's funny too? What do you always look at when turbulence happens? You look at the flight attendant, don't you? If they're calm, you're like, okay, I guess it's okay. Right? I do. But the moral of the story is this. What we're doing is we're preparing people for turbulence so when it happens, they don't wet their pants. In network marketing terms, when the turbulence comes, they don't quit. See, this is called the foundation stage. Building your foundation. You first have this stage 1, stage 2. You're building your foundation. Hear me on this. You look at the World Trade Center. Okay? Do you realize it took like 5 times longer to dig the hole, put the bedrock in, and lay the foundation? 5 times longer than it took to construct the entire tower. You realize that? The problem with network marketing is you don't understand that foundation you're building may take a year, it may take 2 years. And you may not see the result, the world may not see the result. But I promise you, you're digging the hole, you're putting the bedrock in, you're laying the foundation, you're pouring the slab so that you can construct your empire, your World Trade Center. Are you following me on this? Yeah. This is where most every human being quits, though. This is where they quit. Why? Because they don't see the beautiful building. I can tell you right now, this week, today's Saturday, this week I've had 6 people contact me, private message me via Facebook that I spoke to about this before we launched. And 6 people have signed up as associates this week in IDLIFE. I own the company. You hear what I'm saying? Some of these are friends of mine from junior high. Some of these were my professional teammates. Right? I want you to understand, if it happens to me, do you think it's going to happen to you? Yes. You have to know the term lag time, L-A-G, lag time. What you do today, odds are you're not going to receive the results of that for a year. But I promise you this, if you quit, you will never see the results of what you did. And that's what happens with most people. All your Facebook posts, Twitter posts, Instagram posts, they're watching you. I had 4 people this week that I never told about this business contact me and say, I'm ready to join IDLIFE. I messaged them back. I go, oh, cool, who told you about it? Nobody. I've just been seeing all your posts. Of course, in my mind, I'm going, what the heck are you waiting on, right? But they're like, I've been watching all the posts. You know, every time you post up, I just watch it and watch it and watch it in my news feed. And you got to realize, folks, timing is everything for most people. If you hit someone at the wrong time, they're not open-minded to anything. Somebody just gets a great raise or a great promotion. They're on cloud 9. They're not looking for another opportunity. they are actually fooled by corporate America that promotion is going to last. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then reality sets in at some point in time. They're like, okay, I just got a better title, same pay, and more responsibility, right? I mean, you understand what I'm saying? So timing is bad. Your timing may not be their timing may not be your timing. When you're in that, when you hit that stage 2, stage 1 is you're excited, you quickly get to stage 2, which is adversity. This is your foundation. This is where most people quit. This is the first fork in the road. And if you choose to keep going, you will reach stage 3, which is success. Success, that first stage of success in stage 3, it may be just something as simple as qualifying for your 3 and free. Your fast start 2. You know where most people make mistakes in network marketing? They're so focused on the tower, they don't celebrate the small victories. Every one of you, if you don't have your 3 and free done, make that your goal in the next 48 hours to get your 3 and free done. I promise you, if I told you I would write you a check for $1 million, no strings attached, if you had your 3 and free done, 48 hours from right now, I promise you, you would have it done. I'm not giving you $1 million. But what I want you to learn from this is if you'll have that mindset as you build this business, you'll earn your own. You won't need somebody to give it to you. You see what I'm saying? Those that succeed, they have short-term goals, and they hit them. No matter what. They act as if there's $1 million on the line. See, the problem with most people is they don't understand the importance of the little things. I can't stand, well, don't sweat the small stuff. It's the small stuff that leads to the big stuff. If you can't get the small stuff right, how are you supposed to get the big stuff right? You know, in our corporate office, Scott can tell you this. I'm not the easiest guy to work for. In fact, quite frankly, I'm probably the hardest human being to work for. Honestly. Why? Because I expect everything to be excellent. Excellent. We have core values. First core value is put people first. It's on our walls in our headquarters. If you come to our headquarters, you can tour. Put people first. It's all about the people. Do what's right by the people. Everything else take care of itself. Core value number 2 is you have a commitment to excellence in everything. Everything. Not almost everything. Everything. An example, we're always looking for ways to be excellent. You notice, your new associates, you may not know this, they get a handwritten note from our corporate office every time when they join as an associate now, on their box. Because it goes back to core value number 1, people first. We don't want people to feel like they're a number in our company. And it's a pain. When you have 1,000 people sign up, that's 1,000 personal handwritten deals. Does it take time? Yes. But it's a commitment to excellence and putting people first. We have 4 other core values as well. Take ownership, be passionate. I'm not going to go into those right now. We'll save it for later. But the moral of the story is you have to celebrate the small things, and you have to pay attention to the small things and appreciate the small things. You can't expect to be a millionaire if you can't even get your 3 and free done. Right? If you can't get your 10 and free done. Well, Logan, it's hard. I've spoken to everybody. I was on your highway yesterday. You haven't spoken to everybody. I promise you. You have not spoken to everybody. Right? I mean, my goodness gracious. Yeah, but no, that's not what I mean, Logan. I mean, I've spoken to all my friends, all one of them. I've spoken to all one of my friends. You know, my favorite presentation today, quite frankly, and I never do this, but I did it today. I posted on Facebook. I have a public page. Go follow it because we put cool videos and all kind of stuff on there. And I have a private page which has been full for a long time, so I can't accept your friend request. So stop friend requests. It's full, right? So I feel bad. People think I'm ignoring them. But I posted on social media. Frank England, amazing job. So real, so authentic, sharing his heart about fear. You know what I mean? Was that not awesome? Yeah. I mean, that was so cool. The point is this, you have to stay focused on the little things. Make that a goal, 48 hours from now. Hit it, right? Hit it. Get some teammates together. Do it together. Have a party tomorrow night and you guys alternate making phone calls together. That way if you're fearful, you can like build each other up. I'm serious. Have an ID Nutrition 3 and free getting party, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Right? Do that. All right. Yeah, don't use that. We're having a 3 and free getting party. There's got to be a better something. But you know what I'm saying? Look, here's one thing I know. You all, coming from nothing, you all know that, when I say when I'm bragging, I'm not bragging. I'm trying to just help you understand where I've come from. I hope you all take my heart the right place there, right? But I've had the privilege to hang around with the most successful people on this planet. I mean, literally. The people from, you know it. They endorsed my book, The Sharks on the Shark Tank. I know all these people. And you know what's so interesting about everyone? There's one commonality behind all of them. whether it's Mark Cuban, or Barbara Corcoran, or the Ross Perot family, or Darwin Deason, or celebrity athletes, the option of it not working is not an option to them. I asked Darwin Deason, I said, Darwin, you don't ever invest in something like this. You're the most conservative investor. Everybody knows you're so conservative. Why'd you invest in this? He goes, Logan, let me explain something very simple to you. I don't invest in products. I don't invest in systems. I don't invest in that. I invest in people. He goes, I find somebody that is going to make it work, period of the story, and that's where I put my money. My stepbrother, cool story, knew a man named Todd Wagner. You may not know him, but you know his partner. Todd Wagner was an attorney in Dallas, Texas. My stepbrother's 52 years old. My stepbrother had created financial independence on his own. Todd Wagner goes to my stepbrother and says, Skip, I want what you have. I want the freedom. I want the life that you have. I make great money, but I'm trapped. I'm an attorney. I'm stuck here. And Skip goes, look, here's the deal. I know you. If you put your mind to something, it's going to work. You decide what company you want to launch, I'll fund it. Okay. So Todd Wagner comes to my brother Skip. He goes, okay, I found it. Will you write the first check for this new venture we're going to do? And Skip goes, sure. He goes, well, don't you want to know what it is? He goes, no. I trust you. I know if you're behind it, you'll make it work. How much do you need? My brother writes the first check. It's a true story. The name of the company that my brother wrote the first check for was not only the company Todd Wagner started, but he had a partner. And the name of the company was Broadcast.com. His partner was Mark Cuban. I knew that, yeah. My brother didn't know anything about anything they were talking about. My brother actually couldn't stand Mark Cuban, which is a whole other part of the story I'm not going to share. But what's interesting is, my brother taught me a long time ago, he said, Logan, when you find a horse, you jump on that thing and you ride it. Because it's rare you can find a horse. I'm going to tell you something. Here at IDLIFE, you got the greatest horse, this vehicle, that I know that exists on this planet. And I promise you, between myself and Scott Unkelbach and Mark Bennett and Darwin Deason and Troy Aikman and the Pro family and Chris Camillo and all these other folks we have, every one of us, we're going to make this thing a multi-billion-dollar company. I promise you that. Stage 4. That's the next stage of adversity. So stage 3, you have some success. You promote to director, regional director, area director, senior, whatever it is, manager director. Stage 4 is adversity. Here's where the rest of the group stops. Okay? The first one, most people stop right there because you didn't prepare for turbulence. I hope you learned something valuable there. Stage 4 is where most people stop. They get into what I call management mode. They stop building. They log into their ID office and they go, my people aren't doing anything. Yeah, so you're laughing because you're guilty. I was with you, I did it too. My people aren't doing anything. And the question I always ask is, what are you doing? This business is caught, not taught. They see what you do, that's what they're going to do. If you're plugging in, if you're hosting launch parties, if you're posting things on social media, if you're plugged in, if you're celebrating 3 and free, if you're celebrating 10 and free, if you're celebrating triggering that Fast Start 2, that $100 check, that Fast Start 10, that $200, if you're celebrating those things and posting them and making it fun and exciting, your whole team will do the same. I had someone tell me, Logan, I don't understand. There's everybody around me, they're full of drama. I just don't understand why they're so dramatic. It just drives me crazy. They're so full of drama. I love that drama. I didn't say a word. I just kind of looked at her. It's me, isn't it? Yes. You're the drama queen. That's what I told her. And she goes, that explains it. Yeah. One of my dear friends, my mentor, my best friends on the planet, John Maxwell. Inc. magazine named him the most influential leader on the globe. He'll be speaking live with us at Revolution. He's a partner with this company. He's never put his name behind a company. 75 books, 24 New York Times best-selling author, #1 leadership speaker of all time. He told me. He said, Logan, it's called the law of attraction. You're going to attract what you are. You will not attract what you want. You will attract what you are. Therefore, if you want to attract go-getters, if you want to attract success-minded people, if you want to attract authentic people, if you want to attract transparent people, if you want to attract the people that you want to live life with, you have to be that person. You know, people get network marketing, and it's freezing here. Did I mention that? My lips are like falling off my face. Not attractive if you're speaking in front of an audience. You know, people get in network marketing, they have this mind, they have that lottery mindset. If I can just get this one person, if this one person comes in, oh, it's going to be huge. And I always say, oh, let me get this right. You're going to allow that one person to make or break your life? You're going to allow that one person to define your success or failure in this company. Well, if I can get this one RBC, this one wellness account, if I can get this one deal. Let me tell you something. There's one way to build this business. There's one way to build every network marketing business. And there's one way to build every single house. And there's one way to build everything. One brick at a time, one person at a time. Period. The people with the lottery mindset that are chasing these RBCs and wellness programs, look, those are what's icing on the cake. And some of you have scored them, and you are making a ton of money off of them. But don't allow whether that happens or doesn't happen to take you out of the game. You hear me on this? Stage 4 is when you get some success, you've gotten some success, and then you've gone through your warm market list, you get into management mode, you stop focusing on the fundamentals, and you start trying to manage people. When I'm interviewing C-level executives for any of the companies I own, I ask them very clearly. I said, give me your philosophy. And they'll ask me, well, what do you mean? Give me your philosophy. They said, Mr. Stout, can you break it down? I go, no, I want to know your philosophy. If they bring up the word manage, I don't hire them. Well, I'm a great manager of people. It's nice to meet you. Literally. Well, some of my best qualities are managing people. Hey, it's great to meet you. I wish you nothing but the best. I don't manage people. My job is to empower people. My job is to help people take off the handcuffs and spread their wings and fly. And I don't just mean that in network marketing. I mean that for our employees. I think the greatest leaders, they stretch you. They stretch you where you're cussing them under your breath. They stretch you almost to the point where you break. Because if you're not getting stretched, you're not growing. The players that I coach during the season, they hate me at times. But I promise you, when they're dogpiling, holding that World Series trophy above their head, they love me. And I tell them before the season, you're going to hate me. You're going to cuss me under your breath. You're not going to like things I do and say. But I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to bring out the best in you. I'm here to bring out the best. That's my job. A leader's job is to stretch people so that they can grow. That's their job. And I can promise you, my personal friends, our top income earners in this company, I'm stronger on them than I am on anybody. Because I know for this company to succeed, I've got to stretch our top earners. And I will be bold-faced, blunt, rude to them. To the point where they hate me. And there'll be moments where they even question, why am I even here? Does he even appreciate it? And I know what I'm doing. This isn't my first rodeo. And what I'm telling you is this. You're going to have to stretch. And it's going to be things you don't want to do that are ultimately going to break you free to do the things you do want to do. I promise you on that. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to learn to get comfortable, as I tell my wife, being confident in the business presentation to show it from the people. You're going to have to do that if you want to accelerate your success here. Again, stage 4 adversity. Stage 4 is where the team stops working because you get into management mode and you stop working. You hear me on that? Miles and Cooper. Miles and Cooper have cars in our home. It's one of the advantages of having a huge home. They drive cars through our home, literally. And they will not drive the car without keys. These car keys, they don't need keys, right? They're the little 4-wheeler deals, right? Where you just like push on the pedal and they go, right? But they literally will pitch a fit if I don't go grab the keys off the key rack and give them to them. And they literally act like the keys in the ignition. We've never taught them that. We've never told them that. But every time we get the boys, what do we do before we leave, walk out the door? We grab the keys. What do we do before we start? We put the keys in the ignition. Our boys, they see it. That's why every single day when I walk in my home, every single day without fail, when I walk in my home, I do not go in the house until I put this thing on silent. I do not go into the house until I've got my mindset right to walk into that home with a smile on my face, to lean down, and I literally have my phone in my bag, and I say, Daddy's home! And they come running. Daddy, 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 Daddy. I give a big old hug and a big kiss. I say, I love you, Miles. I love you, Cooper. I love you, Cooper. I love you, Miles. They go, I love you, Dad, Dad. I love you, Dad, Dad. I want to tell you, you know how hard that is for me? I'm a red. I mean, my whole life until I had my kids was walking into the house like this. You know what I mean? That's just me. If you see me at any point in time, it kills me. I'm shaking hands and taking pictures with you, and I'm going, somebody's texting me. I gotta check my text. I gotta check my text, right? You know what I mean? But here's why I do that. Life is caught, not taught. I want my kids to know my heart more than they know the top of my head. You know? And this is something for all of you. If you're married or you have a relationship or something, I beg of you, take a vacation from this at times. Most people, and I'm guilty, we cheat on our spouse by text message, social media, phone calls. Look, if your home life isn't right, everything else will be a wreck. I'm just telling you. Whether you know it or not, it's going to be tough. And if there's one piece of advice I can give you from something I failed miserably at, that I have fixed, is there's a time and place for this. But you don't ever want to look back and say, I missed the best days of my life with my kids, the best days of life, you know, whatever, because of a phone call. Now, once my kids go to bed, I get back on the phone. That's when I do it, right? And so again, I'm not trying to preach at you here, but I'm trying to help you understand the point of life is caught, not taught. Stage 4 is where most people quit because they stop focusing on the fundamentals. Well, what do fundamentals do? They help you get freedom. Stage 5, freedom. Do we all want freedom? Yes. Yes. Do we want freedom? Yes? Yes. That's why they're called the fundamentals to freedom. The fundamentals to freedom. Not the fundamentals to mediocrity. Not the fundamentals to this might work. Right? Not the fundamentals to go buy something else because it's better than this. No, these are the fundamentals of freedom. From somebody that doesn't want anything from you other than for you to succeed. You hear me on this? I'm not selling you these. I'm not saying I got a book that I want you to buy with this in it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, look, this is how you become a multimillionaire. This thing right here. There's 7 of them. They're in your ID office. They are free. We put them in your welcome kit. Free. This is something I spent hours and hours and hours upon creating for you, reflecting on what I did to be successful in this industry. So let's go over them quickly. Number 1 is you have to start right. If you don't start right, they're going to quit. What is starting right? Tell them about turbulence, right? What is starting right? Get their quick start training. Help them understand the fast start 2, the 3 and free, the fast start 10, the 10 and free. Get that ID nutrition for free. Get that second order of ID nutrition for free. That's starting right. Get the launch party set up. You know, I still don't understand why people don't host launch parties. They're fun. They're fun. They're so much fun. That's the funnest thing we do. Other than the incentive trips and ID Revolution, launch parties. Have fun. I'm having a party. Okay, come on over. If you just want to talk product, just talk product. Cool thing is this. We have a magazine coming out at ID Revolution, and at your launch parties, when you hand people, they walk away with that magazine, or you're anywhere, and they hand them that magazine, they're going to be blown away. They're going to be blown away by this magazine. It's going to be awesome. Get started right. Step 2 is be a professional storyteller. When I say storyteller, I don't mean that manipulative. I'm not saying that manipulate people. If you've gathered anything from me today, I hope you understand I cannot stand fake. I cannot stand, you know, unauthentic. I can't stand that. Be real. But you have to know how to tell your story. If I'm reading a book to Miles and Cooper, that's how we finish the night. Every single night that I read to them. I want them to understand the importance of reading. So every single night, I'll sit there and read to them. If I read the book like this, right? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Humpty Dumpty, da da da. Or, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a red nose, shiny, 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 hotty-dotty-dotty. No, right? I sit there and get into it, right? I hold them each in my arms and I get into it, right? I'm telling a story, man. Whoa, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a bright and shiny red nose. Do you see his nose? Yeah, Dad. Yeah. Well, Donner and Dixon, and I go to the deal. They get into it. They get into it. You know what I mean? You have to be a professional storyteller. If I call you and say, hey, I have a business opportunity I want to run by you. Be free. Never. Right? Go have an energy drink and call me. Right? But if I go, hey man, I got a business venture. I've got to show you what I've found. I'm so excited about it. When can we meet? That's it. Well, what is it? Look, I can't explain it to you over the phone. I got to show it to you. When can we meet? I'll buy you a drink, whatever. I got to get together. I got to show you this new. I got to show it to you. What are you going to show them? The license. You're going to talk about the license first. Look, here's what I found. Here's how you make money. Here's how you move product, right? Here's what the Nielsen study showed. We've been doing it all wrong. We want to retire in 1 to 3 years. We want freedom. The best way to do it, by studies, not my opinion, the best way to do it is through this vehicle called network marketing. Let me explain to you how this works. Right? You're going to explain that to them. Then you're going to go through it. Be a professional. Tell your product stories. Share the product results. Post those. You realize if you submit your IDY, or your My Story, pardon me, your My Story, you have a chance to win $500 every single month. And do you realize that you can be called up on stage at ID Revolution and win $1,000? A bunch of people are going to be called up on stage live and win $1,000. If you just send in your story, that's it. Your My Story. Your My Story doesn't have to be weight loss. It can be how the companies change the way you think. It can be how the companies change your life spiritually. It can be how the companies change your life relationally. It can be whatever it is for you. You know, it's your ID story. Okay, send those in. Ultimately, the 30-second story. If you want a practical way of using it, tell people where you were, what you saw, what you did, and where you're going. Look, here's where I was. You know, I was 10 pounds overweight. I was looking for something with the purest ingredients in the world. I found out that there's a product line that's customized to me. It's unbelievable. It takes the guesswork out of what I need. It's amazing. I got on the product, had amazing results, and actually, here's what I chose to do. I wanted my products for free. So I referred to a few friends of mine. Now I actually get my product for free. And the cool thing is, in 6 months, I'm probably going to be retired from my job, and I'm going to get to do this full time. Okay, now what friend in the world is not going to say, what are you doing? I'm seriously, who in the world is not going, okay, what are you doing? Right? If I knew, that's what I would say. Look, here's where I was. Now, my joints were killing me, and actually, I was looking for some stuff to help me out. Bottom line here is I got all these products. Here's the results I felt. Here's what I found. I could get my products for free. And in 6 months to 12 months, I'm going to be completely retired. Living the perfect life, living the dream life. I never thought it was possible. But you're not going to believe it. It's unbelievable. Okay, what are you doing? Be a professional storyteller. Y'all hearing me on this? Okay, see, where people mess up is they want to go shoot facts at people. People don't care about facts until after you've got them emotionally. It's emotion first, then the facts. You hear me on this? It's emotion, then facts. That's why that new video, did you guys like that new video we started the day off with? The sound was terrible. Wait till you hear it on good sound. I mean that sincerely. The sound was pathetic. It was terrible. But you hear it, it gets you dramatically. It gets your heart, right? It draws you in where you don't even realize we're hitting you with facts because we got you emotionally first. Y'all hear me on that? The people that mistake in IDLIFE, they want, I see your post on Facebook, and I just want to message you, delete that. That's terrible. Right? Your post is, I found a HIPAA-compliant, customized health assessment with pure, all non-GMO, case-free, gluten-free, soy-free ingredients, they're hormone-free, and blah, blah. No! Put this. Taste incredible, and they work, and they're working for me, and here's my results. And watch how many people get back to you. That's it. People want to know, does it work, and does it taste good? The added benefit is, it's good for you. It's customized to you. You can get it for free, and you can actually retire in 1 to 3 years if you want to. Are you hearing me on that process? Okay? Is that a little eye-opening for some of you? Because every new person that signs up, the first thing you want to do is go gurgitate all over Facebook or social media. You vomit the HIPAA-compliant health assessment customized, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Think about the things that stop you when you're scrolling through your Facebook feed. Think about it. It's the emotional stuff that grabs you. Or it's some wacky video, somebody racking themselves on a pole or something, or whatever, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm talking about, though. It's the weird stuff that you're just like, what? You know what I'm saying? But when people put facts on there, unless they put it in some engaging way, with a visual, you just flip right through it, right? If somebody's trying to sell you something, you don't read that, do you? You shouldn't, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, be a professional storyteller. Build from event to event. These events are critical. Now you understand why your friends and family should be here right now. Do you understand that? Yes? Yep. They should be here right now. The fact that they're here makes me sick. I told Ty before I come up here, I said 4 months from right now, this place will be packed. Yep. There'll be wall to wall. That's a great crowd here. I mean, it's a few hundred people, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying, I love seeing everybody. When we were flying in yesterday with Scott, I told Scott to look out that window. See all those homes? Those are lives we're going to change right there. Every one of those people. And I mean that sincerely. 2 to 3 years from now, every human being is going to know about this company. The only question is who's getting paid on it. They're going to know about it. And you're in at the very beginning of this. So one of the biggest things that work, events. Here's why. When you come here, your level of belief skyrockets. It skyrockets. Well, here's what happens. When your belief skyrockets, your level of commitment skyrockets. You hear me on this? There's no commitment where there's no belief. Your belief here, your commitment's here. Belief here, your commitment's here. They work directly parallel. It's that simple. Everyone has time. It's where they choose to put it. You know where people put their time? Things they believe in. You follow me on this? Hope you gathered that. Did you get that? Okay? You have to build event to event. I'm telling you, I'm begging you. Get to ID Revolution. I know it's a sacrifice, but I know there's round trip airfare right now for less than 200 bucks. You have got to be there, whether it's by yourself or with a team. You have got to get to that. I'm telling you right now, you will leave there a completely different human being. Completely. And it will blow your mind. Some of the announcements we have for you. I'm excited. No, I'm not telling you. So don't ask. All right. You have launch parties, local mixers. You have all kinds of ID universities and boot camps. Look, you all have the greatest leaders in the history of network marketing in this company. From Jennifer Rand, Ty Toth, and Denise Toot, and Wendy Ryan, and Frank England, and Bob Cooper, and David Trish Chawag, and I could go on and on. And the Wolves, Gina Marie. I don't want to leave anybody out. Just use them. I mean, you have the opportunity to get your friends and family and the people you care about in front of Jim and Lisa Dow right here in New Jersey. Anytime you want. Are you kidding me? Get them there, right? I mean, you have live events. Just do it. Build your own events. You know, the day you guys host your own event like this, which you all do, your top leaders do, but the day you host events like this on your own, I'll be so happy. You know, this company can't be dependent upon me showing up. And it doesn't need to be. We have incredible leaders. You know, what I was so happy about all morning is sitting back in the far right corner and just seeing all these folks speak. And they're amazing. They're real, they're authentic, they're amazing, and they're just like you. You know? And I'm so excited about that, right? This company's going to explode, but I'm telling you, you guys can't wait on me. I know a lot of you are used to that. You got spoiled. I come in every month. Look, I'm coming in once or twice a year. That's because I got to get you off my nipple. Sorry for kids that heard that. But anyway, I'm out of milk. All right? No, the truth is this. There's stuff I have to do in the office. When I'm on the road, that's things I can't be getting done in the office. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we grind in that office and get stuff done. The more I'm in that office, the more things we can deliver for you, right? So I need to be in that office. You don't need me here. What you need is this information we're going over. You need to teach it and train it. 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 All right. ID University boot camps. They're free. Participate in field leadership calls, sales mentoring and training, and of course ID Revolution event. You know, we spend $2 million on an event. We lose 7 figures to provide the greatest vehicle for mental, spiritual, physical, financial, emotional, relational growth you've ever been to in your life. Just show up to go up. You hear me on that? If it weren't worth it, hopefully you know my personality by now, we wouldn't be telling you about it. We wouldn't be hosting it. We wouldn't be wasting the money if it wasn't the best use of our time, energy, and money. Right? You follow me? So be there. Exposures. This is the magic to the business. Fundamental number 4. This is where those of you that got in that stage 4, where you start managing, you quit exposing people to business, right? Introduce IDLIFE as a value proposition. Best tasting and highest quality that work. A value proposition. See, when you tell people the science, that's not a value proposition. Y'all learning what I'm saying there? Human beings say, what's in it for me? Okay, good, that's science. What's in it for me? Right? If you haven't read my book, you need to, especially the part about personality types. Or read, I don't care. I'm not gonna, I appreciate it, but I don't want to hear about it. This is my answer. Does it work? Yes? Okay. Is it good for me? Yes? Okay. Can you prove it? Yes? Okay. I'm in. I'm not going to read the studies. It's like what Scott Unkelbach said. They'll come in the office and they'll say, Logan, look, it's going to cost us a lot more money if we do this. Simple question. Is it core value number 1? Is it the best for our people? Yes. Then don't do it. I don't care how much it costs. Nowhere in our 6 core values does it talk about money. Because I know for a fact if you do the right things for the right reasons, you put people first, the money will take care of itself. It's just a byproduct, right? And that's why we're one of the fastest growing companies in the history of direct sales, in the history of business, right? It's because I promise you, every employee in our company, all of your top leaders, they embody those core values. It's not just something written on the wall, right? All right, exposures. I'm not going to go over this in detail, but remember this. We give you free sample kits every time you sign up a customer, preferred customer, on any product. If you get somebody on sleep strips as a preferred customer, you get a free sample kit. If you're not on auto ship, scheduled delivery, on sample kits, you should be. You should be. We look at the company. We lose hundreds of thousands of dollars every month on giving you free sample kits. That's how somebody uneducated would word that. We give you, we lose money, right? No. We make money by giving you sample kits every time you sign up a preferred customer. If the company is willing to give you free sample kits, put our money where our mouth is, Every time you put aside for don't you think it makes sense to have sample kits? Do you follow me on that? We're putting our money where our mouth is. If you have those things, here's the deal. If you only have one of them, you're going to hold on to that thing for the perfect time. You know what I'm talking about. And there's never a perfect time. Right? And you've missed opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after. But if you have a stack of them coming every month, you go, man, I got to get rid of these things. And you get one customer out of passing out 25 sample kits, it pays for all 25 sample kits. Are y'all hearing me on this? You have to understand, there are times you have to invest in yourself and in your business if you want rewards. You know, it's not a cost, it's an investment in your business. Please keep that in mind. And we do it right along with you. Follow-up. Fortunes in the follow-up. We have statistics here. You've seen me post this before. Only 10% of sales professionals make more than 3 contacts with a prospect. Only 10% of network marketers follow up with a contact more than 3 times. Only 10% of network marketers make more than 3 contacts with a prospect. Yet, watch this. But 90% of sales take place after the 3rd contact. Did you hear me on that? 90% of them. Have I got your attention? Fortunes of the follow-up, right? So you can go over this in more detail. Use third-party tools. We have deliberately put together the greatest third-party tools in the history of network marketing, and we have even better ones coming at Revolution. You have to be there to get it, quite frankly, and you have to be there to learn about 2 of them, which you have no idea what I'm talking about, but you're going to love it, okay? But at the end of the day, use third-party tools. Don't try to be the expert. In fact, when I'm cold marketing people, I don't even have a downline here, okay? But when I'm cold marketing people, they don't even know I own the company. I don't tell them. I don't make the conversation about me. And I'm going to show you the cold marketing techniques here momentarily, okay? But literally, after it's all done, they'll ask me, so how long have you been working for the company? And then I go, actually, I own it. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. I go, well, this conversation wasn't about me. It wasn't about my role with the company, right? This conversation is about me providing a solution to what you want in your life. You know what people want solutions to? Time, money, health. Okay? Third-party tools are critical. Utilize them. Mental inventory. That's number 7. I saved it for last. Look, if you're not feeding your minds, the world is feeding your minds. And I promise you this, the world will highly underestimate what you're capable of doing and becoming. And if you're not feeding your mind the right things and controlling that mental inventory, the world will beat you. The world will beat you down with ignorance, and you will quit. And people that aren't any better than you will ride this IDLIFE vehicle to freedom in 1 to 3 years. They already have. They already have. You know, you look at people like Wendy Ryan, no sales experience in her life, financially freed up because of IDLIFE. You know? Think about that, right? I mean, you look at folks that are no better than you. They've changed their lives for forever. Ty Toad, right? He told me he didn't know anything about supplements. Didn't even take them until this company. You heard him on the video. He thought he was getting the nutrients he needed. He had no idea until IDLIFE came around. But you know what he wanted? He wanted freedom. And he knew that network marketing was the greatest way to get him there. And he was a successful guy. He owns his own plane. It's not like the guy was broke. You know what I'm saying? But he understood the importance of feeding your mind the right. He reads. He's coachable. You know, Ty's a guy that I asked him point blank, will you do everything I tell you to do? This was 4 years ago. He said, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. And he did. He's done everything I've told him to do. That's why he's the #2 incomer in this company. Though there are many of you that look more physical than him, there are many of you that may have bigger influence than him, there are many of you that may speak better than him. Not anymore, he's pretty darn good now, but he was terrible when he first started. He was. He's unbelievable now. I love hearing him speak. It's so cool to see the transformation from a person that was willing. You know, the whole world says, oh, I can, or I hope I can. Those aren't the ones that succeed. It's the ones that say, I will. And Ty said, I will. No matter what it takes, I will. And I can tell you, a guy like him who's so consistent, doing the right things repeatedly over an extended period of time, and I don't mean this disrespectfully to anybody else in this company, I would not be surprised if he's not the top incomer in the company by the end of 2015, just because he's relentless about the details and staying focused on the fundamentals. He understands it, he does it, and he coaches it to all of you. And so he's unbelievable. So again, checking that mental inventory is absolutely critical. All right, let's transition for a second. Types of momentum. All of you in this room are in different stages of your IDLIFE business. How many of you have joined in the last 30 days? Raise your hand. Wow, there's actually quite a few of you. Welcome, I'm glad you're here. How many of you have been here for 6 months or more? Wow, so that means we got folks from all different types. You know what's interesting? I don't know if you remember this, but in 2000, a year ago, you guys had a huge storm. It was December 21st. We had our first boot camp. Remember that?
Yep.
Convention Center, Northeast. There were about 500 people that came. You all were lunatics. I can't believe you came, but I'm glad you did. I mean, it was like an ice storm. It was crazy. December 21st, you all came, and I stood on stage. Very first meeting we ever did here in Northeast, and I told you all. I said, the truth is very few of you in this room right now will be here a year from now. Remember that? I said, very few. Now everybody looked at me like, what's he talking about? I said, very few of you will be here a year from now. You'll quit by then. But those of you that are here, a year from now, this company will change your life. It will change your life in more ways than one. And it has. Those of you that have been here a year from now, what would you say?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Quit. Why were you successful? You simply didn't quit. You stuck with it. And some of you, you may have been here a year and you haven't gotten the financial results yet that you're hoping for. Okay? And I guarantee if you look back at the fundamentals of freedom, you probably haven't done it. Right? I mean, if you just look yourself in the mirror, there's things you could do differently that would have gotten you different results. All right? Let's just be honest about that. Okay? Because if you do these things I'm showing you, you will succeed. It's not you might succeed. It's you will. Okay? And so I looked at Gina Marie. Gina Marie has the IDLIFE mobile outside if you haven't seen it. I did not know Gina Marie. But Gina Marie told me yesterday that she told me how much money she made in 2014. She got her 1099s, and she got 2 of them. And I'm not going to say how much she made, but when she told me, I had no idea. It's like, holy cow, that's unbelievable. You know, I mean, and the cool thing is her story was the products were the reason she was here. You know, and then to see how it changed her life for forever financially, I mean, it's brought me to like this joyous feeling inside that words can't even express of how this opportunity has changed her life. You know? Well, here's what I'm telling you. A year from right now, many of you will not be here. I'm telling you that. You're going, oh, okay, whatever. I'll be here, I'll be here, I'll be here. No, you won't. About 10% of you will be here. We'll have a whole new crop. I mean it, sincerely.
I'll be here.
But you know what's interesting? That's not just network marketing. That's everything. That's everything. Right? So the question is, you can't say, I hope I can, I think I can. You have to say, I will. I will. You have to have a vision. You have to write these things down. You have to feed your mind the right things. You have to have these 7 fundamentals of freedom. And I guarantee you this, if you'll focus on these things we're about to go over, you will be able to retire in a year to 3 years from now. Gina Marie's living proof of that. Okay? Now, there's different types of momentum. New folks, folks that have been a little bit, folks that have been a while. Personal momentum, group momentum, organizational momentum. You have to know when to focus on each stage and what percentage of your time to devote to each. You can never stop recruiting. Okay? But if you're brand new, 100% of your efforts on personal recruiting. Okay? If you've been in the business a while, that percentage is going to change. It can be 50% personal, 50% group. Okay? If you have a big organization, it's going to be 97% of your time on your organization, working with your 5. Right? We're going to talk about that in a second. Working with 5 and 3% personally recruiting, getting new customers. Because the point is this, we want to empower people. The mentorship process, which is in my book, Stat Advice, it's you model the right behaviors, then you teach it, then you train it, then you equip them, then you empower them. Right? You're going to pick 5 people to start off with. If that sounds overbearing, start with 3. This 3 is called your blueprint. You'll start with 3 people. Look, you don't need to personally sponsor 20 people right now. You don't have time to work with 20 people. Okay? The maximum amount of time you have to work with somebody is about 5 people. You have time to work with 5 legs. For some of you, if you're doing this really part-time, let's say 3. Let's break it down. Okay? I mean, ultimately, you want to find your 3 to 5. So we're going to use 5. Once you find your 5 people that you're going to work with, what does that mean? You've identified 5 people that want the license. They say, I will, not I hope that I can. They say, I will. I've identified my 5. And I promise you this, don't prejudge people. The people you think may or may not, the people that you think wouldn't, may or may not. Whatever you do, do not prejudge people. Don't give people a reason to say no. Give them a reason to say